Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And I want to thank my colleagues for the kind words about the murders that happened in Minnesota and the work that needs to be done going forward. The people we lost were tremendous people. And so I'll start with a question actually out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota, because they presented the evidence yesterday to the nation. In 2023, and they're fine people that work there, they successfully prosecuted 3 people who defrauded over 150,000 elderly victims across the country, stole nearly $300 million from them by convincing seniors to pay to enroll in fraudulent magazine subscriptions. It was one of the largest elder fraud schemes in our nation. Like Senator Moody, in my former life as a prosecutor, I actually started an elder white-collar crime division in our county attorney's office and know how bad this can be. Mr. Finta, what barriers do these government and law enforcement agencies face in seeking information necessary to fight scams, securing information?
Well, unfortunately, I think there's a pervasive thought process, particularly among our local law enforcement agencies. Hey, there's nothing we can do. Bad guys are overseas, money's in crypto, it's already gone. There is always something we can do, especially if we just start documenting these cases and working together. There's plenty of people in the United States who are co-conspirators in these criminal enterprises that are necessary for them to operate effectively. Mm-hmm. Those turn into great leads as soon as they get arrested.
Right, thank you. Ms. Gunther, in 2022, Senator Collins and I actually passed a bill, Senior Fraud Prevention Act, to create an office in the FTC focused on fighting scams that target seniors, education, which some of you have referred to. Quickly, do you agree that investing resources targeted at stopping elder fraud scams is an effective strategy in trying to educate seniors?
I definitely think that educating seniors is part of the tool set that we need to have. We know that it's effective when we're actually educating people, and there's different ways to educate people with behavioral tools so they're actually making changes and can recognize and spot those specific red flags of a scam. Mm-hmm. So we do think that, but there are other tools. We need to give tools to the financial industry to actually stop suspicious transactions, mm-hmm. because education is not a one size fits all. We need to have a coordinated federal response. We need financial institutions to be able to stop
on
the suspicious.
And then one of the things I'm concerned about is just slashing the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection budget by 13%, or effectively dismantling the CFPP, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. To me, that seems like a bigger problem, which is what's in the budget right now. That we just received from the administration. Could you comment on that?
Yeah, I can't comment on that, but I can put you in contact with someone from our office.
Okay, very good. But I just think we should realize what's going on. I want to turn quickly to AI. I actually have had in my someone I know well whose son serves in the Marines. He got a call when his son was deployed. That was his son's voice that had been scraped off the internet. This isn't a senior scam, but we're seeing so much of this with seniors, and saying, I'm in trouble, I need money, basically. And he figured out something was wrong when he started asking questions and hung up. But I think the grandma might not have done that, or the grandpa. Ms. Helm, you testified about some of the ways scammers have ruined lives. What should people know about the dangers of AI-generated scams?
Yes, when my mother went through her scam, this was right before AI exploded. So they used very archaic tools of video of a man in a dark room, and they would voice over the actor in the video. And they were actually pretty convincing, enough to convince my mom to give $350,000 away. But with artificial intelligence, this is going to explode. They are so convincing, and they've got money to back people up to make these scams even more convincing. They'll send you a $100,000 check, and it'll cash.
Mm-hmm. Makes you think we should be doing some rules of the road on AI, which we've had a bipartisan effort going on, and One of my biggest fears of this is just the scams that are going to affect individual people. Senator Blackburn and Senator Coons and Tillis and I have worked on deepfakes, but we have to make sure this incorporates some of these scams going forward. What we do, Ms. Gunther, do you want to add anything on AI?
Yeah, so with artificial intelligence, it is very scary. We're seeing them adopted. We're getting calls, hearing from our members where they're cloning voices. It's very difficult to use AI to detect that. And so that's why it's really important to have other tools as well. Not only do banks need to adopt artificial intelligence, but they need to do it at a faster pace. But they also have to use other tools in the bucket as multi-factor authentication as well.
Thank you.
Senator Blackburn?
Thank you, Mr.